I'm going to wait. Here I am. A very good morning to Judy and Judy. Terri and Poppy, a very good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Tom.
Good.
Fine.
You're fine.
Half asleep.
Half asleep at 7:45 here this morning, but you're here talking about something very special because you are both going to be portraying an icon later on this week. How are you feeling, Terri? I'll start with you.
I am nervous. It's a massive role to play,
Yeah,
and I
it's a big
feel
deal.
a bit of a responsibility to Judy Garland to be able to tell her story in the right way.
Yeah.
I think that's both of us. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so nervous, but excited.
But there's a wonderful cast, so
Yeah.
everybody's been really supportive, so I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah, and Poppy, what like everyone knows of the kind of the famous Judy Garland. What have you learned even more about Judy as we go forward into show week?
She had a horrible life. Yeah, she was very controlled a lot growing up, without giving too much away. Very sad life. And I've actually learned that like obviously I'd heard of Judy Garland, but only really from The Wizard of Oz and things, where she played Dorothy. So I've learned so many of her songs as well that I didn't know she even sang a lot of them.
Yeah, she was a prolific recording artist, wasn't she? But we only ever hear of those highlights of what's happened with Judy over the years. But you're both playing Judy, so can you give us an outline as to how each of your Judys differ? So Poppy, we'll start with you because you're playing younger Judy, is that right?
Yes, I am. Yeah. So, the younger Judy was very innocent and excitable and, well, very young, really. And then it's like the first act is a lot more full energy and happy and innocent and naive. And then act two is your time to shine, really, isn't it?
Time. It's the demise of Judy Garland. Yeah. All the tragedies, the physical and the mental health issues that she had, that were because of the way she was treated growing up, I think, and the constant criticism she had.
Trauma.
It was just tragic, yeah.
Yeah, and it really is that what goes on behind the scenes, because she was part of that Tinseltown era of Hollywood. Everyone wanted Judy Garland in their shows, but in order to do that, she was treated as a commodity. And you're both portraying someone, you have to get into the mindset of it. How intimate and emotional has it been during this rehearsal process, Terri?
It's really difficult because you wonder how people cope today, because we haven't moved on from that, really, have we? From that social media, from that portrayal and how people are expected to be. And she was criticised so much for the way she looked from the beginning that she started with Metro. They were criticising her weight, her face, her neck, her nose, literally everything. And you see people changing the way that they are today just to fit into this. And if they knew what the outcomes were and how it affected people like that, it's like really quite emotional.
Yeah.
And you just brought that into the modern era there as well, with social media, and comparisons are still going on. Magazines over the last, like, certainly 2 decades have been slapped on the wrist for how they're photoshopping people out. How important do you see people like Lizzo and like Amy Schumer in coming out and talking about body positivity and kind of ignoring what everyone else is trying to say? Poppy, what's your influence at your age now and having to live in this modern world with those same criticisms now?
Well, there's so many pressures to try and fit in by everyone, but I think definitely people like the likes of Lizzo are people that young people can look up to and things. It's just so difficult with social media, you know, everything you see, you go onto Instagram and it's all about, I always see adverts about bodies and body shapes, everything you see, and people posing, but it's not real life, is it? It's not genuine. And I think, like, going back to this show, it is genuine and it is real life. Like, you get to see the insights, which you don't get to see often on social media, on Instagram.
That's fantastic. So you're giving a real behind the scenes look, and you just mentioned earlier about the songs that you've been made aware of. I know that this is a play, but is there a musical element to it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got loads of songs, haven't
There's
we?
songs running through.
So
I think
many.
there's about 16 songs altogether
Yeah.
through the
Oh
show.
wow,
So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
And the setting where you're doing it, Judy would have felt quite at home, or certainly your daughter would have. You're doing it in Boulevard Showbar. What kind of dynamic is that going to give to the performance?
It's so fitting, isn't it?
it's
so
brilliant.
appropriate. Like,
Yeah. Well, she was a great concert artist as well as a recording artist, as you said, Tom, and film star. So this is probably the sort of
Yeah.
settings that she would have played in her later years. So
definitely,
yeah.
especially in Act 2 for some of your bits.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so appropriate. It just feels so
right.
immersive and genuine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think it's going to be fantastic. And there's a relatively small cast of you. What kind of scenes or what moments of the play are your favourites, without giving too much away?
Oh, I don't know how to not give too much away.
I can't say I've got a favourite, to be honest, because they're all they're really different.
They're very
aren't
different,
they?
yeah, because it goes up and down, up and
Oh,
down.
fantastic! So people are going to be going along. They're going to be on a roller coaster with you from those highs of being Judy Garland in her youth and being the icon that everyone wanted to see, but also the pressure from the studios behind them. And people are going to really get an in-depth look as to who this woman was and how she was idolized and what impact that had, which is very exciting. So
Yeah.
tell us then, when is the show? Where is the show? And how can people get their tickets?
Oh, it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow evening from 7:30 for 4 nights at Boulevard Showbar in Charles Street, Milford Haven. And you can get your tickets from the Vision Arts website or by telephoning them.
Yeah, you can phone us as well.
Fantastic. So that is this week, kicking off tomorrow. It is Judy, the biopic and songs from her career, with Poppy as Judy and Terri as Judy as well. The rise and decline, as it were, of this superstar. I'm so excited for you this week, and I break a leg to both of you and to all the cast that are involved in the Boulevard Showbar. It's going to be intimate. It's going to be very raw, I think, in that setting. It's a wonderful place, and as you say, it's where she would have probably been very at home. In the Hollywood and in those bars. So wishing you all the best luck in the world. I can't wait to hear all about it. And
thank you.
If you haven't got tickets already, go to visionartswales.com, book now, and you'll be able to book your tickets for the show this week, and you'll be able to see Poppy and Terri on the stage in that Showbar. And if you've been to the Showbar yet, it's wonderful in there anyway. We've got some Fix You from Coldplay now, requested by Margaret Reardon. Do you like this one, Judy and Judy?
Yeah. Love
You
Coldplay. Can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
rest of your Tuesday. And yeah, have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.